Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood, and today we'll be learning about one of the most acrobatic mammals you can find right in your own backyard. I'm talking about squirrels. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. We all know squirrels are obsessed with collecting and burying nuts. But would you believe that squirrels are actually smart enough to pick up on when other squirrels or even birds might want to steal their winter stash, and so they fake out the other animals that might be watching? They pretend to bury a nut and cover it up just like they would a real one, all to trick thieves who might be watching. What do you think? Is this an actual fact or just too good to be true? Do squirrels actually fake out the competition? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is Sciurine. That's S-C-I-U-R-I-N-E. Sciurine is an adjective, and it simply means of or relating to squirrels. If you see a creature exhibiting squirrel-like behavior, like leaping effortlessly between branches or hoarding snacks in its cheek, you might describe it as Sciurine. A Sciurine would be used to describe anything characteristic of the family Sciuridae, which includes tree squirrels, ground squirrels, chipmunks, flying squirrels, and even prairie dogs. The word Sciurine comes to English from the Latin word Sciurinus, which was derived from the ancient Greek word skyros. Skyros is a compound word, skya, S-K-I-A, meaning shadow or shade, and aura, O-U-R-A, meaning tail. So the ancient Greeks named the squirrel Shadowtail, which is kind of a wonderful poetic image. They saw this little creature sitting with its big, bushy tail arched over its back, effectively casting a shadow over its own body. It's like a lovely little bit of ancient poetry hidden in the scientific term. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about squirrels. Number 1, a squirrel's front teeth never stop growing. Like all rodents, squirrels have 4 long front teeth, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. They're called the incisors. Now, these incisors are open-rooted, which means they grow continuously throughout the squirrel's entire life. This is a crucial adaptation because if they didn't grow, the squirrel's diet of hard nuts and seeds would quickly wear down its teeth to pretty much nothing, making it impossible for them to eat. The constant growth is why squirrels seem to gnaw on everything. It's not just for fun or to find food. It's important for them to file down these constantly growing teeth, not only keeping them sharp, but also keeping them to a manageable length. The squirrel's incisors can grow as much as 6 to 10 inches in a year. If a squirrel's teeth become misaligned, they don't wear down properly and can grow so long that they prevent the squirrel from eating. Number 2, squirrels are a little bit forgetful about where they stash some of their nuts, and that's really good for the forests. Squirrels are famous for caching or hiding their food for the winter. They bury thousands of nuts like acorns and walnuts across their territory in a behavior called scatter hoarding. While they have an impressive spatial memory and can find a surprisingly large percentage of their hidden stash, they don't find them all. They're so busy burying that they inevitably forget where some of their nuts are hidden. But this forgetfulness is actually crucial for the ecosystem. The nuts that are left behind are perfectly planted, deep enough to be safe from many other foragers and protected from the winter. When springtime comes, these forgotten caches sprout, growing into new trees. Scientists credit squirrels with playing a major role in the regeneration and spread of oak, hickory, and other hardwood forests. Number 3. A squirrel's zigzag run isn't a chaotic or panicked move. It's a clever tactic for evading predators. If you've ever seen a squirrel dart across a lawn, you might notice it runs in a seemingly erratic zigzag pattern, especially if a person or a dog gets close. This doesn't mean the squirrel's confused or scared senseless. It's actually a very smart defensive maneuver. This unpredictable movement makes it incredibly difficult for a predator like a hawk diving from above or a fox chasing from behind to accurately predict the squirrel's next move and intercept it. The strategy is used by many prey animals, but squirrels combine it with an incredible speed and climbing ability. Also, squirrels have a nearly 360-degree range of vision as their eyes are located high and on the sides of their heads. This allows them to see predators from almost any angle, giving them a crucial head start to begin that zigzagging escape. Number 4. Squirrels can survive a fall that would be catastrophic to a human. Because they live in trees, squirrels are built to withstand the occasional misstep. A squirrel can fall from a height of 100 feet and walk away basically unharmed. It may seem hard to believe, but there's some interesting physics at play. The two key factors are the squirrel's small mass and its large surface area, which is greatly increased by that big, bushy tail. When a squirrel falls, it splays out its limbs and that fluffy tail, turning itself into basically like a tiny parachute. This increases air resistance or drag, slowing its descent, which allows the squirrel to reach its terminal velocity, its maximum falling speed, at a much slower rate than a larger animal, only about 25 miles per hour. When it lands, its lightweight and flexible muscular legs act as perfect shock absorbers, distributing the force of the impact. And our fifth and final fun fact for today: squirrels have rotating ankles that let them climb down trees head first. You may have noticed that a squirrel can run down a tree trunk just as easily as runs up, while other animals like a dog or a cat would often get stuck or have to back down. Now, squirrels can do this because of their amazing anatomical adaptation. Squirrels possess incredibly flexible ankle joints on their hind legs that can rotate a full 180 degrees. This allows them to completely reverse the direction of their hind feet. When climbing down, they rotate their back paws so their sharp claws can hook into the bark, bearing their weight like tiny little climbing anchors. This gives them a secure grip and complete control, allowing them to descend head first at high speeds. Now for some news you can use. Many nature lovers enjoy watching birds at a bird feeder, but sometimes it feels like you're running an all-you-can-eat buffet for the squirrels. If you want to keep seeds for the birds, the trick is to think like a squirrel. Squirrels are incredible jumpers. They can leap about 5 feet vertically and 10 feet horizontally. Your first step is placement of your bird feeder. The feeder should be at least 5 to 6 feet off the ground and at least 10 feet away from any launching points like trees, fences, or even your house. The second most effective tool is a baffle. A baffle is a smooth, wide cone or dome made of metal or plastic that you can install on the pole below the feeder. As the squirrel tries to climb the pole, it runs into the slippery, angled surface that it can't get a grip on, and it slides right back down. You can also use a baffle above the feeder if squirrels are jumping down from a tree branch. Using a combination of strategic placement and a good baffle is the most humane and effective way to save your seeds for your feathered friends. Now, if you want to feed a squirrel and maybe get a closer look at them in the process, the trick is to be patient, consistent, and let them decide to come to you. Start by leaving high value treats like unsalted almonds, walnuts, or pecans at the same spot every day. Once the squirrels are used to finding food there, sit quietly nearby while they eat. Over many days or even weeks, you can gradually move the pile of nuts closer to where you're sitting. If your ultimate goal is to be able to feed it directly from your hand, you can try holding out a nut with a flat, open palm and letting the squirrel come to you. Let it take the nut and dash off. This builds trust and ensures the interaction is positive and safe for everyone. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked if it's true that squirrels will fake burying a nut to trick other animals. Well, that's a fact. Scientists have observed this behavior many times, particularly in gray squirrels. When a squirrel knows it's being watched by another squirrel or a bird that might steal its food, it will engage in this clever deception. It'll dig a hole, pat the ground down with its nose, and carefully cover the cache with leaves and dirt, all while the nut is still hidden in its mouth. It will then run off to a new, more private location to actually bury the snack. This shows a remarkable level of social intelligence and planning, proving that squirrels are much craftier than we often give them credit for. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about squirrels with me today, and be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.